Joining me right now is New York State Senate Minority Leader Rob Ortt. And, sir, Senator, it's good to have you this morning. Thanks very much for being here. Assess where we are in New York, your reaction to what you just heard from now former Governor Cuomo, and what are you looking forward to the new governor's priorities?
Oh, well, good to be with you, Maria. As far as the governor's farewell address, nobody believes that the governor was a victim. Maybe only him. There were multiple women who were victims. There were 15,000 seniors in nursing homes who died as a result of this administration. They were victims. The families were victims because they were lied to. But the governor is not a victim, and no one should feel bad for him. He got what was coming to him, and it's not even justice because there's still investigations that need to conclude to see if we can hold him accountable. As far as, it's a historic day with the first female governor, but the problems that were created under Governor Cuomo still exist. The problems of increasing crime as a result of the bail and other criminal justice reforms passed and signed by Governor Cuomo. Obviously, the coronavirus pandemic remains a challenge. The state's economy and our ability to recover remains a challenge. And of course, the battle over individual liberties will continue to be, I think, a main point as we move forward here. So all the same challenges await new Governor Hochul.
Yeah, and the Governor Hochul is scheduled to deliver a virtual address to the public this afternoon. So we'll see what she comes up with in terms of her priorities. But I've got to ask you, was there some kind of an agreement in place for Governor Cuomo to step down? Because you know that I know Andrew Cuomo for years, and there is no way I ever expected him to actually leave. He was going to dig in for whatever it took. You know that. You know him for a long time. So what was it that actually got him to leave? Was there an agreement that if he leaves, they'll stop the investigation in the nursing home, into the nursing home scandal?
Maria, I think it's very clear. So to your point, the Governor Cuomo that I know, the Governor Cuomo that we all have known and seen, and even by his own actions, was going to dig in and fight this thing to the very end. And then abruptly, he resigns. He said he's leaving. And then 3 days after he announced that he would be resigning, Speaker Hasty and the Assembly Democrats said, we're going to suspend the impeachment investigation in the Assembly.
That's right.
Clearly, there was a agreement or some type of understanding that if you leave, Governor Cuomo, we will stop this investigation. And they weren't even going to make the findings public. We raised a storm. The Republicans in the Senate and the Assembly said, wait a second, even some Democrats. And now the Speaker seems to be reversing course and saying that there will be a public report. But it is ridiculous that we would suspend an investigation as some part of an Albany swamp deal. But I think clearly that's what happened.
Do you think Governor Hochul gets it in terms of some of the policies that are driving New Yorkers out of the state? Higher taxes, no cash bail, homelessness on the rise, shootings, murders up.
Maria, there was a time when she was a congresswoman up in Western New York, where I live. She was endorsed by the NRA. She was against driver's licenses for illegals. There was a different Kathy Hochul. I'm hoping that Kathy Hochul is the one who we see as the governor, someone who understands that we need to support our men and women in law enforcement. We need to support our small businesses. However, I'm concerned she's going to potentially be in a Democratic primary, and I'm concerned she's going to embrace many of the radical policies that have led us into the position we're in today.
Oh, here we go again. Another election, politics getting in the way. Senator, we, of course, will be watching. We hope you come back to walk us through it. Thank you, sir.